Hi everyone and welcome to a new episode with me, Derek aka Sal, the Omega Enthusiast. I apologize I didn't get to upload a new episode for a week because I was too busy with a recent site update. I added 54 new watches to my website, including a piece that I will present in this video. You can find my website link in the description box below. Before I begin, please support the channel by smashing on that thumbs up button below and consider subscribing if you enjoy educational content about watches. So without further ado, let's get started. In 1948, Omega introduced their first Seamaster watch in a 34mm case, and the case design is known today as the Beefy or Chubby Lug Seamaster. In 2018, Omega reissued this Seamaster with an increased diameter of 38mm. But what some Omega watch fanatics do not know is that in 1949, Omega introduced an oversized version, which is this piece, in a 36.5mm case excluding the crown, under case reference CK2493, also known as the Oversized Beefy-Lug Seamaster watch, which lasted until early 1953. According to my knowledge, this reference came in solid steel, solid gold, 80-micron gold-plated with a steel back or gold cap over steel, where only the bezel is gold and the lugs have a layer of gold. However, after years of collecting watches, I find it uncommon to see the gold-plated or gold cap version in great shape. Most of the time, these two versions come with the lugs and bezel in poor condition, where the gold shows dent or is partly missing. From what I noticed, only the solid steel and solid gold version have easy spring bar release hold on the side of each lugs. There are many dials variation for this reference, but with two different types of hands between Dauphine or Leaf, where the Dauphine type is more typical of the two. If the dial indexes carry luminous pace, then the hands are also to have them. I can't say for sure whether there is a syringe type hands for this reference. The original luminous on this reference is radium, so the dial should only say Swiss or Swiss made below 6 o'clock. If you see any T next to Swiss, you know it is a redial since T stands for tritium luminous. So if you are worried about the danger of owning a watch with radium luminous, maybe consider watching this video where I tested how much radon will release from 100 radioactive watches in a small, unventilated room. Click on the link above. I've noticed that many pre-1950s and 1950s Seamaster references will not say Seamaster on the dial, and I'm unsure why Omega decided to do that. That is why some 2493 reference dials will have the word Seamaster while some don't. The extra 2mm will allow the dial to include an hour index below 6 o'clock, whereas the 34mm version will not be able to. This is one way to tell whether the case is 34mm or 36mm from studying the photo. The pointed tip of the minute hand will not surpass the minute track either, and the small second hand must have a back portion. The case diameter, as we know, measures 36.5mm, excluding the original signed clover type crown, by 45mm from lug to lug. The case thickness, including the current crystal, measures 9.5mm. The crystal is acrylic and carries a metal tension ring. Depending on the tone of the case, the metal ring can be in steel or gold-plated. Without this ring, the crystal will not have enough tightness to resist moisture. The case lug width is 18mm. I understand that some collectors will consider this as a jumbo size reference, but a case diameter under 37mm should be described as oversized, especially if you are a watch dealer. Similar to the 34mm version, there is a center-second oversized version under reference 2494, and here's a gold cap 2494 example next to this 2493. As you can see, aside from the second-hand difference, everything between the two references is relatively the same. You cannot interchange the two cases since the movement inside a 2493 is 30mm wide and the movement inside a 2494 case is 28mm wide. Here is a side-by-side comparison between the 34mm version. In the late 1950s, Omega introduced a mid-side, or some call it a boy side reference. Here's a side-by-side comparison between all three sizes. And one thing I should include is that the mid-side version only comes with center second. Unscrew the case back, and inside the model reference number reveal. 2493 reference carries an automatic bumper movement on the Omega caliber 332 with 17 jewels. On this movement, one side will have a pin, which you cannot see right now, that slides into the case, and the other side will have a clamp and clamp screw. That is how the movement stays secure inside the case. If the movement is a caliber 333, the dial will also include the word chronometer, as this is a chronometer grade caliber. One last thing that I would like to point out is that there are two oversized Seamaster references with a small second feature. The other reference is under 2657, and from the outside, both case models appear identical, except that one carries a 30mm diameter movement, while the other carry a 28mm movement. And here's a movement comparison for the two references. As you can see, the movement on the 2657 is 2mm smaller, so it carries this extra movement holder ring to compensate that extra space. I just wanted to say thank you for watching if you have made it this far into the video. I hope as always you have learned something new, and don't forget to support the channel by giving it a thumbs up. But of course, you can always financially support my work for this channel through Patreon. I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you in the following video.